The Florida Panthers come back from a 5-day break from last week's loss against Tampa Bay Lightning. They come back and play tonight on ESPN Plus Hockey Night against the Nashville Predators, and the Florida Panthers offense was just non-existent in this game as they were shut out by the Nashville Predators 3-0 against their backup goalie, Kevin Lankinen. There's a few things I will say this. One, Nashville is one of the hottest teams in hockey right now. That part I respect. That much. Number two, on the other hand, Florida should have scored this in numerous occasions, and it's so frustrating that we were never able to do so. I cannot say the injuries were the big factor. You got Ekblad out, you got Kulikov suspended for 2 games, which was bull, because I feel like that should never have been a match penalty on a short guy, may I mind you. So I didn't like the suspension at all. I think it's ludicrous that it happened, but it's the NHL. They find a way to screw teams all the time. And number three, maybe this is silver lining of this. Maybe they're doing it on purpose just to avoid the President's Trophy and actually winning the real trophy instead of that trophy that we had 2 years ago. So there's a silver lining to it. But this video will not take too long. For numerous occasions because, one, it is kind of late, and me saying that, I did upload videos overnight. And number two, there's really not much to say out of the Florida's offense, which is non-existent, and Nashville just shut out the Florida Panthers 3-0. And typically, when I do these videos on a shutout, I don't tend to spend much time on it. So, anyway, it is Sergei Bobrovsky on net, who is just ice cold right now, going up against Kevin Lankinen, again a backup goalie for Nashville, which is absolutely frustrating. And we start off in the first period where Nashville is just everywhere. It's just everywhere in this. Now in 4 minutes into this game, there was a fight between Jason Zucker and Nick Cousins, and both of them get called for a fighting penalty. It remains a 5-on-5, but it starts off in a grueling battle. It's just beating each other up one-on-one, and there was a takedown. So that happened, and then a minute and a half later, that Carter Verhaeghe gets called for hooking against Michael McCarron, and that penalty would be killed off. Now Nashville continues its heavy pressure on Florida, and Bobrovsky did everything he possibly could to try to keep the game in a shutout, but the Florida's offense was just letting him down. They only had 4 shots on goal before this goal happened. In 17:47, there was a goal by Nashville, assisted by Ryan O'Reilly. That's his 33rd assist of the season. And Philip Forsberg, who played, I'll say this, he played tremendous tonight, Philip Forsberg. That's his 39th assist of the season. Off the wrist shot is Gustav Nyquist with his 19th goal of the season, and he was able to do that with the wrist shot, and was able to get by as the puck was still loose on the blue crease, while Bobrovsky is trying to do a split, and it just eventually did not work. So immediately after the goal, Gatchovich and Cole Smith went at each other's throats. They were beating the crap out of each other, and they're also both taken down. And then they both get called for a fighting, so that was pretty awesome. And it's not even a face-off. It's a completely different zone action during the face-off with Michael McCarron and Kevin Stenlund. A completely different spot. Couple of minutes later, there was a penalty on Roman Josi with a tripping call against Matthew Tkachuk. So that would be a Florida power play. And there were some chances. There were a couple of chances in Florida's zone, Florida's power play in the first period, but nobody was able to budge. So second period comes on. Florida's still in the power play because the power play did happen 19:31 in the first period. So the power play continues on through there. And Florida was close to tying this game up. Verhaeghe tries again when that was saved by Lankinen. Reinhart hits the post, which was absolutely frustrating. And Montour tries to backhand. He misses to the left. And there was a shorthanded chance with Jankowski with the wrist shot that was saved by Bobrovsky. And then Matthew Tkachuk almost got one, but that was saved by Lincoln, and penalty was killed off. So then after that, after the penalty was killed off, Florida's getting the momentum in. We could say that. And then Ekman Larson gets called for a hook against Jason Zucker. Nashville goes on a power play, and Nashville gets a power play goal. The Florida's penalty kill was not great in this one, and then at that point we were down 2-0. Assisted by Roman Josi with his 53rd assist of the season, and Tyson Barrie with his 13th assist of the season. Off the tip in is Phil Forsberg, and he was on a perfect spot to get that tip in. Now there was a discussion early in that one. One of the referees actually waved off the goal. But then they got together and they said, hey, look, we think it's a goal, but we're going to check with Toronto to see if there's anything that could be obvious or close enough to overturn this and say that Forsberg hit this puck with a high stick. And they determined that he did not, and it's still 2-0. So Forsberg with the clean play, apparently. So I don't know how it's not a high stick. To be fair, it looked close enough. It looked close, and they stood by the call. But, geez, I don't know. I wish they would have taken a further look, a little bit more time to discover that was a high stick. But I don't know. By the way, if you hear noise in my room, my cat is in this room, and I bet you he's trying to climb up into something. So I don't know. Anyway, that's the second goal of the game. Florida's offense still non-existent. Lehkonen, in all fairness, is making some crucial saves to keep the game in a shutout for Nashville. And Florida is just not able to figure out Kevin Lankinen. It's just frustrating. Then Nashville goes on a little bit of pressure with Jason Zucker, Mark Dell, Gaizo. So that's just brilliance, right? That's just absolutely brilliant. And then towards the end of the second period, there was a shot made by Josi, but that was blocked by Lundell. Couple of hits there and there, and then we end the second period 2-0, being down 2-0. Let's see what Florida has in mind in the third period, right? Are we expecting the goal? Let's see. So Nashville wins the face-off. Roman Josi gets called for a cross-check on Evan Rodriguez. So Florida does go on a power play on this one, and Florida's power play was absolutely. Well, actually, I shouldn't say absolutely. There was two chances. There was two chances with shots on goal in the third period. Reinhardt with a tip in that was saved by Lankinen, and Matthew Tkachuk with the snap shot that was also saved by Lankinen, and penalty will be killed off. Anyway, that penalty would be killed off there. I don't know what he's doing. I think he was climbing on my TV. I know, pretty cute, right? That's Gabriel. Anyway. He's up. So anyway, Gabriel's upset that we lost this one. And by the way, I didn't even go over this in the beginning of the video, but the reason why I'm wearing this away jersey, even though they're home, is that it was whiteout night. So the team was wearing white away jerseys at home, which was traditional in hockey back in the 90s and early 2000s, and then they eventually switched this rule up, which was kind of an old school type of thing, but in this one, I saw a tweet that says, never wear that outfit again at home, ever again. And I don't know if that's just some curse meme thing, or I don't know. Anyway, back to the third period, as, yes, I see my cat. I don't know what he's doing. I think he's giving himself a bath. Anyway, Florida going on pressure. Kevin Lankinen, he's just making these saves. Losarin gets called for a slash, and that's just a silly penalty to take by Losarin. But power play is killed off by Florida. Nashville didn't get anything much in this power play. Nashville does go on a heavy pressure, and then eventually 14-19 with the wrist shot by Nyquist that was saved by Bobrovsky, but the puck was still loose enough where Forsberg was able to backhand this, and that will be a 3-0 lead for Nashville. This is assist by Ryan O'Reilly. That's his 34th assist. And Gustav Nyquist, that's his 43rd assist. Off the backhand is Philip Forsberg. That's his 38th goal of the season. And that's his second goal tonight. The second goal and the third goal of the game. Of this game. with the score summary. But that's his second goal of the game. As what are you doing, Gabriel? So that's 3-0. Florida tried to get this goal in, but all we can say is they keep hitting people. There was some chance with Matthew Tkachuk that was saved by Lankinen, and they decided not to go for an empty net, as they just, Paul Maurice said, hey, listen, just be out there, kill the clock, and let's just move on for the next one for the big match against New York Rangers on Saturday on ABC at 8 o'clock on Madison Square Garden. And the Rangers beat Boston Bruins tonight, so they are a red-hot hockey team as well. Anyway, that's pretty much it for that one. When we look at the team stats, obviously Nashville was better in most categories. They got more shots than Florida did, and like Florida's shot thing was not great in the first period. It was terrible. Face-off with Nashville. Nashville had 3 power play opportunities. They did get one off Nyquist. Was it Nyquist? I think it was Nyquist. Let me double check real quick. No, it was Forsberg. I apologize. Forsberg, that was the high stick that I was talking about. And Florida get 2 power play opportunities. They, of course, capitalized none. They even out in blocks. They got more takeaways. We gave away pucks more than what we were like, and that's not great. They need to look at this in this scenario. And stars of the game, of course, all Nashville players. I think it's well deserved, to be honest, with Nashville. 1 star goes to Kevin Lankinen with 33 saves with a shutout, and just a third shutout of the season for third shutout of his career. And, of course, his first shutout of the season is against Florida Panthers. On the road for them, man, mind you, which is embarrassing considering he's a backup goalie for Nashville. Then you got 2 stars for Philip Forsberg with 2 goals and 1 assist. And 3 stars goes to Gustav Nyquist, who gets 3 stars, 1 goal, 1 assist as well. And then the end of the game, they were talking about his time in Tennessee. What? I'm so sorry. They lost. He was just crying in my ear. I'm not sure you heard the meow, but anyway. And then at the end of the game, the ESPN Plus booth would talk about him with college hockey with Maine Black Bears, who I happened to see a couple times, and golf, which was kind of funny. But either way, guys, all kidding aside, Nashville did everything right tonight, and I think they conquered a history tonight as they scored. Not scored. I think they beat the franchise record. How many points they have gotten with these results? I think it's 16 now. I could be wrong, but either way, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. I guess it's more unlikely that they're going to win the President's Cup, which I think that's a good thing in my opinion. But either way, guys, that's gonna do it for this one. I'm going to go to bed. I'll see you guys tomorrow for a Heat game. So that's gonna do it for this one. If you have enjoyed this video, and Gaby, come here, bud. That's going to do it for this one. If you have enjoyed this video, hit the like button, subscribe our content, because Miami TVG guys are back. And when he does, he'll be right there with the entertainment you deserve. This is Miami TVG. Go Panthers. Their next game is against New York in Madison Square Garden on ABC. And I'll see you guys next time for that one. Good night, everybody.